Welcome back to Kiesel News, everybody. To start today off, we have news that Liam Neeson is planning to retire from doing action films by the end of next year. Um, to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of basically any Liam Neeson action film. I think they're all repetitive as fuck. But at the same time, that's their charm, right? Like, I don't want to see Liam Neeson retire from doing them. But I mean, if he's just going to retire from action movies, does that mean we're going to start seeing him in, like, mentor roles? Where, like, so for example, imagine like he's an old dude and then he's like training a assassin or training a special agent, so he's still in action movies but he's just not the one doing all the main action. I can't see him leaving the scene entirely. I mean, what other movies would he do that aren't action movies? Andy Serkis is officially playing Null in Venom: The Last Dance. Now, I haven't heard of the best things about the movie, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I would consider seeing it just to hear Andy Serkis' performance. I also think it's kind of insane. He's part of he has like 2 Star Wars roles. Yeah, he has a Marvel role now. Now he just needs to do something with DC, and he'll have the main three empires of the film industry right now. I mean, I don't know if I'd really consider DC one yet, but hopefully they'll get there. But yeah, I mean, I think Andy Serkis definitely fits as Null. I've only heard a few of his lines, and yeah, definitely a good performance. Samuel L. Jackson officially says Mace Windu is alive. And honestly, if George Lucas was still in charge, this would mean that Mace Windu was still alive 100%. Now that Disney is in charge, I don't know. But it's like how George Lucas specifically invented a purple lightsaber just because Samuel L. Jackson wanted one. So I'm sure if Samuel L. Jackson wanted Mace Windu to be alive, George Lucas would make something work. But yeah, I could definitely see Mace Windu being alive, especially if Disney still wants to capitalize on the Skywalker Saga time period. They're running out of characters, so what better way to continue milking the same time period instead of innovating and moving on to something new than bringing back Mace Windu? But I mean, I'd eat that up. I'd give anything to see an older Mace Windu show, to be honest. Next up, we have some very, very unfortunate Blade news that's also kind of funny, which is that it has been delayed indefinitely. Like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? First it's announced in 2019 back at San Diego Comic-Con, then it's delayed. Like, it was originally supposed to be the first movie of Phase 5, and now Phase 5 is probably almost fucking finished at this point, and it's now getting delayed indefinitely. It's probably not even going to come out by the time Secret Wars and everything comes out. So what the fuck, dude? Like, I don't understand what's so hard about making this Blade movie. Like, if they can make a Blade game, right? Like, they clearly have ideas for the plot. Unless something happened where, like, Insomniac's idea, or is it Insomniac working on it? Anyways, whoever is working on the Blade game, like, did their ideas end up overlapping with the movies, and then they decided to scrap the movie instead of the game or something? Like, I don't know. It just sucks. I really want to see the Blade movie. That's one of the movies that could get me back into Marvel, and it's just not coming out, I guess. Ronald D. Moore from For All Mankind is going to be the showrunner for the God of War series. Now, I was initially skeptical when I heard the God of War series was being completely reworked, as that never seems to go very well, but I know that my friend will be very hyped to hear this news, as For All Mankind is one of their favorite shows of all time, really. I've personally never seen it, but from the clips that I've seen, it definitely looks like it's a good show. But I don't know how it'll fit into God of War. Like, For All Mankind doesn't really deal with anything related to God of War whatsoever, so I don't know if I can really be that excited, but I mean, it's better than choosing fucking Adam Sandler to do the God of War series. Speaking of Adam Sandler, Kid Cudi has been cast in Happy Gilmore 2. That's definitely not what I was expecting whatsoever. I don't really think Kid Cudi fits in a cast for, like, Happy Gilmore. He's not who I think of when I think of Happy Gilmore, but who knows? I guess we'll see what direction the movie ends up going in. Disney is looking to incorporate AI in its post-production and visual effects sections, along with its theme parks and shit as well. Now, theme parks is very concerning because that could imply, like, getting rid of actual physical workers who are working there, which is never a good thing. Like, what are they going to do? Like, AI automated helpers like you have at some restaurant, or not restaurants, but like fast food places now? Like, no, that's not good. We don't need that. And then same thing with the post-production and visual effects. First, you're making them overwork, and now when they're complaining about being overworked, they're just like, okay, well, instead of improving your conditions, we're just going to replace you with AI now. How about that, fuckers? And yeah, that's not good. Like, AI, if anything, should be used by, like, smaller companies, at least, so that it's not showing a huge... Like, I don't think AI should be mass used at all in terms of filmmaking, but if it's going to be used, use it for a studio that isn't going to have a mass effect on the rest of the industry. Like, Disney's at the top of the food chain. If they are using AI, it's just going to say to everyone else, oh yeah, we should use AI, and then it's just going to go further and further down the rabbit hole, and that's bad. Now, I've never watched the show Good Omens, but apparently it's going to be ending with a 90-minute episode instead of a full third season, just because of some allegations regarding sexual assault. And that's just so unfortunate, man. Like, okay, I get it. If the person was accused of something like that, yes, fire them. But that doesn't mean that the show should have to suffer for that. Get a new writer and give the full third season. Like, don't just shorten it down to 90 minutes. One episode is probably just less than 90 minutes. So that's going from like a whole season to just an episode. Even if the episodes are like 20 minutes long, that's still only like 3 episodes. So it's clearly not going to be what is needed to fully close out the story. And I'm sorry for the fans of that. Next up, we have news that Stephen Knight is no longer writing the new Rey Jedi Order movie, and that is terrible fucking news, because I know people weren't excited for the Rey movie, but I personally am, because even though I don't like Rey, I want to see what happens after Rise of Skywalker. I want to stop exploring the past for a little bit and go into the future, and it seems like we're just not going to get that. It's just going to keep getting delayed and delayed and delayed. It might even get canceled if we can't get a new writer. And I mean, there's just so many red flags with this project, because it was first being worked on by Damon Lindelof, and then he was let go, and now Stephen Knight's let go. I don't understand what's so hard about just making a fucking Star Wars movie without having to get rid of a person involved on the creative team. There's really been drama with every single project, it seems like, aside from the Mandoverse. And what do you know? The Mandoverse is the best project. And there's no drama with Andor either. Andor's the other best project. So, yeah, this is just not a good sign. To end today off, we have news that a live-action Oregon Trail movie is in the works at Apple, of all places. Now, I actually think live-action is a good way to go for this game to adapt it. I don't know, it just seems like it could work in live-action. Because it seems like it's classical, you know? I don't know, what do you think? Do you think live action or animation will work better for an Oregon Trail movie?